but I want to take the time to be with you today. If you'd permit me just to start, I'd like to begin my thoughts, and they will be brief, from St. Paul's letter to the Philippians. Paul writes, "I thank my God every time I remember you, and I thank God for you because of your partnership in the gospel from the first day until now, being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." In thinking about gathering with the DREs of the Archdiocese, I wanted to make sure that my very first words to you were words of thanks and gratitude. First and foremost, I want you to know of my sincere admiration for the many, many hours that you dedicate to the mission of faith formation in the Archdiocese of Philadelphia. And I think we all have a role to play, we know that, whether it be the Secretary for Education, the Deputy Secretary, or teacher or catechist. But I think if we looked at it honestly, I think we know that, as Father said, it's the role that you do on the front lines that makes the most difference. The vocation to which you have been called requires you to be the ones that animate the gospel message in the halls of our parishes, so that each student entrusted to our care comes to know, love, and serve the person of Jesus Christ. So I want you to know from the very beginning that you have the esteem and the most sincere thanks of the entire Secretariat for Catholic Education and from your new secretary as you begin the year. In addition to expressing my gratitude, I also want to assure you of another key aspect of my own style of leadership, and that's one of collaboration. I think there's been a lot of focus in the Archdiocese over the last several months and last couple of years on Catholic schools. And while I am a product of Catholic schools and believe strongly in the mission of Catholic schools, I believe more importantly is the mission of education in the church. And we are all part of that. Whether we are in elementary schools, whether we are in high schools, or whether we are in faith formation programs in our parishes. I want to assure you that I do not consider, as the new secretary, you to be any sort of stepchild that we don't take care of, that we will take care of our faith formation programs. I am so blessed that you are in great hands with Father and with Anne and his staff. So please know that from the outset, I look at us comprehensively collaborating to build up the mission of education, the mission of the faith formation of our students. We are all together the single most effective way outside of the family of passing on the traditions of our faith. And we do it differently. We do it differently from parish to school, from parish to parish, and I'm learning candidly from school to school. But at the end of the day, what we are doing is investing in the future. We are educating our young people to be the priests, the sisters, the parish leaders, the parishioners of the future. So I want you to know that I see this comprehensively. And I expect partnership. I expect us to share resources, to share information, to help one another build up all of education and all of faith formation, because that's what we're all about. I'm about that as a dad of 4 kids. You're about that as DREs, and your catechists are about faith formation. So the question I will always be asking is, how can we collaborate better to make all of us stronger? There's a story told of an Army general visiting a platoon of paratroopers during the Vietnam War. And during the conversation, the general asked, "Hey, how do you guys like jumping out of planes?" The first paratrooper responded, "I love it, sir." The second paratrooper exclaimed, "I love it too, sir. I couldn't imagine doing anything else." The general turned to the third paratrooper and repeated his question. "What about you? How do you like jumping out of planes?" "Well, sir," the man explained, "it scares me to death. I get so nervous I think I'm going to get sick. I truly can't stand it." "Then why do you do it?" the curious general asked. He answered, "Because I love being around people who love it." Enthusiasm, enthusiasm, enthusiasm. It's a hard word to define. But thankfully, we don't have to, because the Greeks who gave it to us already told us what it means. Entheos, God within. The one who is enthusiastic is the one who has God within them, one who exudes excitement, who conveys a sincere enjoyment for the life they're living. I can assure you, many times I feel like that insecure paratrooper when I take the time to leave 222 and visit the parishes, visit the schools, visit you. My job makes me a little nervous. Sometimes I'm sure it'll make me sick to my stomach as the paratrooper. But I love leaving the office and becoming a first-hand witness to your passionate enthusiasm, your endless enthusiasm. I love coming to see the God within you, the God within all of you. I love being around people who love what they do, and you are those people. I have had a tremendous amount of experience and relationship building with DREs over my career. As a campus minister in a high school, I spent my weekends as a newlywed out doing confirmation retreats all over central New York and into New York. I was able to publish in the field of youth ministry and religious education. And I was so blessed to work with so many DREs. And it always strikes me about dedication, passion, enthusiasm. And while I wish we could pay you a lot more money, and I wish we could offer you state-of-the-art buildings and classrooms, and I wish I could assure you of a retirement filled with riches, I can assure you of only one thing, is that each time I visit you and see you in settings like this, I am in admiration of your devotion to our kids. And I assure you that my staff, and I think Father and Ann probably would attest to this, that we're pretty envious of the jobs that you hold, namely to teach, to be on the front lines, to be with our kids. And so I wish you a wonderful day today, and have a great year, and know that we are here to serve, support, and collaborate with you. Thanks so much.